Welcome to the Resilient Butterfly Podcast. My goal is to share inspiring stories of healing and recovery through many diverse approaches and models. Our guests bring incredible lived experiences, insights, and/or professional expertise, each with their own unique path. While we highlight and celebrate these stories, our intention is to inform, inspire, and demonstrate resilience and creativity. This podcast does not endorse any one approach. We believe there is more than one way to heal, and we're here to showcase the resilience and possibilities that exist. Welcome, everyone, back to Resilient Butterfly. I'm your host, Pam Feinberg-Rivkin, and we're going to continue today with the series with Feinberg Consulting. I have CEO Steve Feldman with me, and today we're going to talk about medical and aging crisis. This is from crisis to healing. And as I mentioned before in episode 1 of the series, sometimes it's not healing when it's aging, but it's a lot of other things that bring a lot of support and coordination and healing for the family as well as the person who is aging in their way. So thank you, Steve, for coming. We have a lot of aging with the baby boomer generation. And one of the things that I want to talk about is the role reversal, because as someone all of a sudden, they're aging and their families really have never done adult children and or grandchildren, never done this before. What do you see in this?
So one of the things that happens with a lot of the clients that are the person of concern is that it's not easy to go through some of the changes, and the wanting to stay in control and the wanting to not give up perceived control is a challenge. Mm-hmm. And many cases we get called by adult children that are thrust into the role of providing care, of arranging appointments, making decisions, having things done that they have never done before, and also working with a loved one that may not be so thrilled about having the role reversed. Mm-hmm. So there's two real challenges. There's the family dynamic, and then the other part of this is being able to provide advocacy and the best care for this person, because the aging process comes with a lot of things. Medical is only just one of them that is necessary to help. In your open, you talked about the kind of healing that is available, and really what this is allowing people to have dignity and grace in what is challenging situations.
Absolutely. And there's siblings of this person who's aging. There could be multiple siblings all across the country or the world. And we have been hired by maybe one sibling with the acknowledgement of the others. Yet there may be differences, obviously. There are very few times that siblings are in agreement with what to do, because they're all different. There may be 5 siblings and each one grew up at a different stage of their family life, different stage of the financial part of their family life, different stage of their parents and what they got from their parents or not, and be able to really bring those siblings together to be on the same page, to be in agreement, to be in alignment maybe. They may not agree, but to align with what the decisions are, so that the animosity slows down and that they start to begin to be the adult child again, without the worry of how to take care of physically the person who is aging or everyday situations.
Yeah, I think to frame this, our phone rings in many cases when there is some type of crisis that has happened with an aging adult. And what it reveals in many cases is that there has been a lack of conversation or planning or decisions made around these types of things. So one of the things that if we could wave a magic wand, we would have families reach out earlier. Just like financial planning is better the earlier you start, so is planning for an aging loved one. And when we're able to work with families when there's not a hospitalization or diagnosis that has just happened that is changing things rapidly, there's a better opportunity to move through this. But I think for us, it is our job to gather information, to be able to provide recommendations, and help families align. Because in many cases, in all cases, we're not going to deal with historical family dynamics. What we're going to deal with is that there is a situation that's going on. There are some identified goals or needs of things that need to be accomplished. And, we can provide those as well as being able to work with, in many cases, loved ones, like you said, that are not local. In many cases, these older adults don't have family close by. They're living in other states. And bringing on a company to be boots on the ground and be able to advocate for that client and coordinate care and communicate with family is really important.
Sure. And a lot of times when we actually get a call from a family, they really don't know what to do. And many times they say, well, my mother or my father, they're in the hospital right now, and we'll call you back once discharge has happened. I'm like, wait a minute, let's back up, because the discharge process in the hospital, if anyone's gone through that, is very hurried. It's a set of instructions that people are handed to. And
on the way out the door.
As someone's in their wheelchair, here's your discharge instructions. Make sure you pick up your medications at the pharmacy. And there isn't any planning. It doesn't happen. I don't know. It's been many, many years that I know that it's happened, but I think that families are really think that that's happening, and then they're surprised when the person gets home and nothing is in place, and they may need some equipment in the home. They may need home care in the home. They may need physician appointments scheduled, and there could be 5 different physicians to coordinate all of those appointments. So
modifications in the home.
There's so much that needs to happen, and prior to the person to be discharged, because at least we can look ahead of what needs to happen.
And we've talked about this on a previous episode. When a loved one is in the hospital, there's also heightened emotions. So heightened emotions without the experience of navigating what it's like in a hospital, and also not having the experience of following through on the discharge planning, having somebody aboard that, the medical system as it stands is designed to do just enough. And what the value that can be provided by having a concierge care coordinator or case manager present is to take it from just enough to what's possible. And what's possible is less stress, is streamlined communication, is action rather than reaction, and is being able to anticipate things that could be problems before they become problems. And an experienced person doing this work, which we have great people on our team doing this, is really helpful in navigating through this. And this can happen anywhere from, family recognizing that there's a little bit of cognitive decline, the memory is failing, to something that's more acute. But all of it really begins the same way. It begins with gathering information and understanding what's going on so that effective recommendations can be made. And we really work together very closely, relationally, with the family members, with the clients themselves in helping through this process.
Sure. Our team of nurses are the ones that assess the medical and aging needs. and determine a plan with the family in regard to that. So these nurses are seasoned nurses who have had so much experience with a particular situation and be able to understand that. And for those out there who have a concierge physician, kudos to you, because it's great to have a concierge physician, but that's not the role of the concierge physician to coordinate all of that. Beyond the concierge physician, there could be an orthopedic physician, a pulmonologist, a cardiologist, and it goes on to coordinate. And that concierge physician does not coordinate all that, nor does he generally go into the home to say, hey, you need this equipment or you need these modifications to your home. I've never known a physician to do that.
No, and also things like management of, medication management, being able to attend these other appointments. There's a combination of being able to do a great job with what's needed, and then there is the hospitality to being in relationship and having somebody feel comforted and taken care of through what is a anxiety producing experience.
And there could be a medical diagnosis that's come out of the woodwork for people who are not even aging. So I don't want to even say it's only aging, but
of course.
a different medical diagnosis that's so strange for them. They don't know what to do. They're grappling for information. Next week, I am going to have Dr. Karen Shanks, who has her own medical diagnosis, and she's going to be speaking about her book, Unbroken, and how people with a medical or aging situation are not broken. They are able to coordinate, get care, and be able to feel like they're part of society, and aging and or helping themselves through whatever diagnosis. They are not their diagnosis. They are not who they have become. They are in their soul and their spirit are the same as they were when they were a child, and bringing that out and being able to help the family with that. We've been able to do that for quite a few people in their later years of life, is to understand what they really would love to be able to do. Get dressed up, go out to lunch for somebody, meet their family, enjoy some of those activities that they once.
It is such an honor to be able to be in a position to help people live at their highest level of function and not be the ones that are determining what they need or what they should do, but really being able to support them and live in their best lives.
So all of that is considered when we look at their plan, is that not only their medical coordination of their medications, their equipment, their home care, their doctors, but what is their spirit? What is it that they want in their life to be able to do? Maybe they want certain music that they can have, and they aren't able to put it on themselves, but they can ask someone else to put it on. Having the right caregivers there to be able to attend to those needs, reading, taking them out, being able to potentially go to the symphony if that's what they used to do, but they need help getting dressed up, being able to get from car to, from house to car to the symphony. Enjoy those things in their latter life. I'm starting to get excited for some of the things that maybe somebody could do for me. So I'm not there yet, thank God.
We can make a list.
I guess I should prepare. So I just, in some of the people, we had one woman, actually, I don't even remember that. She came to us and said, this is a list of things that I want in my life, and nobody is around in my life to take care of these things for me. And she listed the kind of music she wants to play, and she wasn't even there ready to need those things, but she asked her attorney to set up for a care evaluation to determine what is it that she might need in later in life. So those types of things that we've had some requests for and love to do, because people can really start looking at what is it that they want and who they want to have around them.
Being able to talk with the clients about what they want and hear about the things that are important to them and be able to discern from them those things that maybe they didn't even consider could be done, and being able to make that happen, both from a standpoint of listening, but also providing.
Sure. And I want those that are listening that may be financial planners or estate planning attorneys to look at their list of clients, because some of them are alone. They have nobody, but they have a lot of money. They have finances to be able to take care of themselves. And some of them are doing some really dangerous things that will really risk their life even more, and be able to help them as well. And we've done that with some of the attorneys that have reached out and said they have a client that needs this help. Would you evaluate and determine what it is? And some of the amazing things that we've been able to do for a person that's alone, that has nobody around.
Yeah, it's really good work. And again, a most important part is getting the word out that this kind of support is available for families that are potentially struggling, or even at the very least, could have something happen that would bring more value to their lives and to the lives of their aging parents. That's
right. Well, thank you again for coming on, and thank you, listeners, for checking in. And we have more to come. Feinbergcare.com for any information on us, and 248-538-5425. I look forward to seeing you next week, and we have many more in the forefront of what's going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the conversation today. If you are seeking help for yourself or a loved one, please reach out to our Feinberg Consulting team at 248-538-5425. That's 248-538-5425, and check out our website at Feinbergcare.com. I'm grateful for our guests and all who have joined us today. Make sure you follow us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to podcasts.